Alright everybody, welcome to the most requested video on my channel yet. This is the gameplay video for Munchkin, the collectible card game. One of these deck profiles, this one here, the Centaur Warrior, you have seen built already. This one that my buddy Eric here is going to be playing and helping me showcase is the Theif deck. I'll be putting that video up hopefully tonight. So if you're catching this on March 5th of 2018, before about 10 o'clock at night, the video will not be up yet. But anytime after that, you'll be able to see a deconstructed profile of the deck that he's playing. This one, please go back and look at my channel to see the deck profile here. Make sure that you subscribe so you can see this next one coming up. It'll give you a nice little notification if you click that bell, leave a comment. If you want to see some other decks go head to head, if you want to see some other decks built, I'd love to get your feedback. The videos that I've been making have only been viewer requested videos, so I want to make sure that I continue that. But we're going to get shuffled up and get going here. I do want to make some notes just about general gameplay while we're shuffling. So the zones that we're going to be using are a little bit different than the way that the rule book in your starter sets say to set up, because I play trading card games left-handed, and I think Eric does too, right?
Yes, I do.
So that means that we're exactly backwards from what the rule book says we should be doing. But since the competitive format hasn't been shown, there hasn't been any rulings or anything like that, I'm just showing this for now so you guys can see the gameplay. There shouldn't be any glare because I fixed the lighting, but just in case, level indicators are going to stay at the very top here. Runaway tokens right beneath. We each have our own little die here. We're going to roll for initiative as soon as we feel like we're good and shuffled. And then we'll try to be as loud as possible. Unfortunately, I am still waiting to save up to get a good microphone for this rig. I may be setting up, if I get enough views and get enough subscribes, I may set up some sort of, not a GoFundMe, but Patreon or, you know, something along those lines. If you like what I'm doing, if you feel like contributing to it, I'll definitely put a producer credit in there with your YouTube username on it if that's something that you want to do. But I'll be looking to do that much later on once I get some better content out there. For now, I'm just doing this for fun. So that being said, we're gonna roll here to get the game started after we cut. In Magic, it's traditional to cut each other's decks, but there's no specific ruling on this as of yet. So we're gonna see who goes first here. Oh, you can't beat that 4. You can't beat that 4. Oh, you beat it with a 6. All right. So for those of you that don't know, whenever you do go first, you start with 1 gold. When you go second, you start with 2. So it's a little bit of it helps with the disadvantage thing. So all that said, we're gonna draw out our hands. We're gonna get things going. I may have to mulligan. Oh no, we're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. All right.
It's looking good.
Eric's first.
All right, we're gonna play a land here, and then we're going to just pass the turn.
All right, so Eric's gonna notch his level up. He's gonna go up to 2 gold because he's at level 2. I'm gonna draw my card and get things going here. All right. So
Get the land.
we'll get things started off here.
Don't forget the land.
Oh yeah, the land money. Thank you. So locations, you can have 1 for each side out. So actually, I get a gold 2 for that. You're starting off at a disadvantage, Eric, playing that land. But that deck, you'll see in the profile, the disadvantage doesn't last long. So we're gonna go ahead and spin 1 gold here. And we are going to play down a Eric the Jerk. Not this Eric, a different Eric. But my ally here lets me zap it whenever my opponent zaps a weapon or an ally, and I can deal 1 damage to that opponent, and I get to play that as an interrupt. So that happens before anything else does, which is great. So next up, we're going to go ahead and see if he can call my bluff. No gold contributed to this one.
You can go ahead and flip it over.
So that is a lame goblin. Now that lame goblin doesn't cost anything to hire. He's free. He deals 2 damage. He deals 1 to me. But now the great part about this is I can play this during any fight, spin 1 gold, and now instead of dealing 2 to Eric, I'm dealing 4. So he's going to take 4 damage, I'm going to take 1. And we're going to round that out to a 5 by zapping my Centaur Warrior, so he can just start the game off here with 5 damage. I'm going to denote here, deck is here, discard pile, this is my stash. Alright. And I think that's going to do it. So I'm going to go up to level 2, get my gold, and then it's going to be Eric's turn. I'll get my gold for the land.
I'll also get my gold for the land. I'm going to play a Mugsy Sap.
Alright, so that Mugsy Sap, he is at level 2. You have to have a minimum of 2 levels to have that loot out. Loot in this game, you must have no more than your level maximum of loot out. So since that's 2, he can play not even a 0 loot card. He can only play up to that number. So Mugsy Sap is going to give him 1 damage against my monsters, shield him from 1 damage, but he can also just zap it and smack me for 1.
We are going to play a Skewer.
Oh no. So that Skewer is going to deal 1 direct damage to me. And it's going to cause me to bleed, which means that each of my reckonings, I will take an additional damage. Oh, and I'm sorry, I did not denote the damage from that lame goblin.
We're going to smack you for 1.
And as he does that, I'm going to play this as the interrupt and deal 1 damage to him. So he's dealing 1 to me, and I'm going to deal 1 right back to him. The Centaur Warrior is all about punishing and not really caring about how much damage you're taking.
Right. And then it will be your turn.
Alright, so he's going to go back up to the next level, build up his gold. I'm going to unzap here. I'm going to get my stuff back from the stash, draw my card.
Let's not forget the...
During the reckoning, I have to take some damage. And of course, I'll get an extra gold at the reckoning as well, thanks to the land card over on the Theif side. Alrighty. So next up, we will pay 3 gold and see what he's gonna do.
We are to run away from that. That is...
Running away. He is scared of that card. Alright, get my gold back.
That is a tactical retreat, sir.
You can call it whatever you want to. I'm gonna do the same thing.
You can flip that one over.
Alright, we have got a Crusty Disgusty. So whenever this deals damage to my opponent, any stashed monsters, which unfortunately he doesn't have any now, but would get an additional 1 dealt to him, this is going to deal 4 damage to Eric.
I am going to play
Amscray. So he's going to run off. The monster's not going to do any damage, because that card reduces the damage the monster outputs to 0. Alright. No gold committed here.
No, we will let you flip it over.
Alright, I think we know what this is, guys. This is the lame goblin coming back to deal 2 more damage to Eric and 1 to myself. Alright, so I believe that's all that I'm going to be doing. So my lame goblin will come back over here to my stash. I'll level up, build up my gold, and it'll be Eric's turn. Build up to 3. So trigger from the land.
We're going to zap the Theif to draw.
So the Thief's ability that he's doing right now, he's drawing 2 cards, putting them in his hand, and then picking 1 card from his hand to put at the bottom of his deck. That Thief ability is very, very strong. Anyone that's played any other trading card games, the ability to mitigate the luck of the draw is good in any kind of trading card or collectible card game. This one is no exception.
We're going to play Lucky Giant's Toe.
So that Lucky Giant's Toe is going to let him have a benefit whenever he rolls a 5 or a 6. It's going to allow him, I'm going to put this in the center of the table so that people can see it for a second. So it's going to allow him to deal 1 damage to all heroes and then heal himself for 2. So he'll basically just be healing himself for 1, and I'll be taking 1 anytime he rolls a 5 or a 6.
Going to
He's paying 3. I'm a little bit worried about that. So I'm going to run away from it.
We're going to play a repeat offender.
Alright, so that Repeat Offender is an ally. It's got 4 health. It's going to help him get through my next batch of monsters for sure. What that's going to do is he's going to be able to roll a die, and if he rolls anything higher than a 4, or a 4 or higher, he gets to ready that or unzap that card so that it can be reused against the next monster. A little bit of luck in there, but there's some things in that deck once you watch the profile that will help mitigate that luck.
We're going to smack you for 1.
And as he does that, I'll zap him. I'll zap my Eric the Jerk and go ahead and deal 1 right back to him.
And we're going to pass the turn.
Alright, so as he does that, we're going to unzap. I'm going to get my cards back from my stash.
We'll get 1 for land.
Land trigger will happen. Each of us will grab 1. I'll draw my card for the turn and we'll get this thing going. Wait, did you give me mine?
I did not.
I was about to say I should have 5. Alright, so thank you much. On the game, you typically don't give your opponent gold if they miss their trigger. I feel like that should be on them. But since this is instructional, we're going to make sure we follow it. Alright, let's try some monster attacks.
We're going to put repeat offender.
Alright, he's going to zap his Repeat Offender, and he's going to roll to see if it readies. Unzaps. I keep saying ready. Oh, and it does not. So as he does that with his ally, I will play this as an interrupt and deal another direct damage to Eric. Did I really miss dealing out damage to you last time? I'm bad at this. Alright, so we have got an inflatable dragon. This inflatable dragon normally just deals 2 damage, but when you overpay for him, you get to deal an additional 2. So that's going to deal a total of 4 to that Repeat Offender, and that Repeat Offender is squished. Next up, 0 gold. Oh, you have not run away yet, sorry. These all flip over at the beginning of your turn.
Sure, you can flip that over.
All right. So this is another attack from the Lame Goblin. It's going to deal 2 here and 1 to myself. Alrighty. So I think that I am done with that part of it. What I am going to do now is I am going to deal a direct damage to Eric. Oh, I needed to take another damage for these skewers. Sorry about that, guys. So again, that skewer is every beginning of my turn. I should be taking 1 damage from the skewer. Eric's going to help keep me honest here, even though it's a game about cheating.
That it is.
All right, that's going to be the end of my turn. Eric's going to go.
And we do get a gold for land.
Land trigger's going to happen. Oh, and I completely missed my uptick there. Bad John is bad.
Play a liar's dice. We are going to zap the elf thief. Draw 2. And put 1 on the bottom. We are going to pay 3.
Again, you're paying 3. Three's a number of damage there. I'm going to go ahead and run away from that. Use my free one.
We are going to pay 3.
Oh no, he's doing it again. You know what? I still feel like he's not bluffing me on this one. I'd rather take 2 direct damage to myself. I'm going to limp away from that.
Okay. We will play another repeat offender.
He's repeating his repeat offender. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Then we will pay 2.
You know, I think I know who that is. Let's go ahead and see who that is. It is Leg Breaker Joe. So this is a sketchy card. What that means is while it is in his stash, he can cheat. If he cheats, that ability triggers and he can squish that card and deal 3 direct damage to any hero or monster. So I will take the 2 more damage. Need some more 5s out of this bag. Go up to 11 damage on myself.
And then I will pass the turn to you.
Alright, we're going to unzap. During the Reckoning, we're going to get an additional gold thanks to that land. Unstash my cards and draw. Alrighty. So I'm at level 4. I will play my Banhammer. Banhammer is going to let me commit this to a fight. And when I do, and the monster is destroyed, I'm sorry, squished. When the monster is squished, he will spill the top 3 cards off of his deck. That is an effect in several different trading card games known as milling or deck thinning. But in this one, it's spilling. All right, we're going to get things started off here. Need some change for this 5. And I'm going to pay 3 for this one.
We're going to run away.
Running away. All right, let's try this again. Pay 3 for this one.
We will put up the repeat offender.
Repeat offender. As he does that, I'm going to go ahead and hit him for 1 direct damage.
We're gonna roll the dice. Nope.
He does not re-ready. So
Oh,
that means
we
he
are
won't.
going to use the liar's dice.
So one of his items down here, if you can see, is the liar's dice. He gets to re-roll 1 roll, and he can do that on one of my rolls if I roll something good. 3 again. All right, well, let's see. It is the Crusty Disgusty. So he is going to deal all 4 of his damage to the repeat offender, and that repeat offender is now gone. And since he is hired, the gold is gone. Next up, we're going to pay 0.
We're gonna play the Mugsy Sap.
Alrighty, so we're going to flip that. And it is that lame goblin. So 1 of the damage is being blocked by Mugsy's Sap, and 1 goes directly to Eric. Now, we will do 1 direct damage to Eric.
Will it doesn't take the 1 from the weapon?
Oh, I take 1 from the lame goblin. It absorbs 1, but you still get 1, and then I'm dealing 1 to you with the Centaur Warrior's
Does it
ability.
take 1?
The monster did. Yeah, the monster's... Oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry. The monster is dead. You're right. Sorry, that lame goblin will not be coming back. So, dealing 1 direct there. And then, I will pay 2 for a thwack. And I will zap a weapon that I control and deal its damage directly to Eric. So that is another 3.
Getting close here.
It's looking bad for Eric. Now, we play tested this several times last night, and I'm happy to see that my bad luck is over because he just creamed me. We'll see what happens. This is not over yet. No, this is definitely flipped over. All right, so I will end it there. We'll go up a level. We'll get some gold, and then 1 for the land trigger. So we'll just keep mine right at 6.
We're going to zap the elf. 2. We are going to pay 3.
Alrighty, so he is paying 3. I'm so scared. I'm gonna go ahead and run away from this.
We will then pay 3.
Alright. I think I'm gonna limp away from this one too. Puts me right up to 15.
We will then pay 3.
He's doing it again. Oh gosh. I'm gonna limp away from this one too. I think that he's not gonna output more damage than my limp away is gonna do. Oh, but now it's super close. And that's just how quickly this turned around. It went from me being really ahead to me being just barely ahead.
We are going to smack you for 1.
Oh no. I just got smacked. And now we are tied up for life totals.
We'll now pay 2.
And there it is, folks. Because if I limp away, I die. So I have to see what this is. I've got a feeling Leg Breaker Joe's out for another round of leg breaking. And he is. So that is the game. Just how quickly that can turn. Again, we have the Centaur Warrior. Where's he at? Here we go. Centaur Warrior versus our Elf Thief.